Hi, I've been having a real lot of fun playing Resident Evil 8 in VR. It just makes the game totally more immersive. And you get to see Lady D in full VR. I mean, you can't top that. So, let me show you how to get it done. First thing you're going to need is VorpX. To get VorpX, you just search on Google or go to VorpX.com and get VorpX. Now, unfortunately, you will have to buy this software. They have no free version available. I wish they did. I wish they even had just a version for one game available, but they don't. It has to be bought. But luckily, there's a lot of supported games, so you're not just getting Resident Evil 8 out of this. You're also will be able to play all of these other games in VR. So, that's what you need mainly. And starting VorpX, if you start VorpX, after installing VorpX, you start it up and this is the screen you're going to get. Now, this is probably the more confusing part of everything. But before we get into the VorpX part, we got one more thing to do, and that's download an Fov Fix so that we can really change our FOV to go all the way around our head. Now, if you go to Nexus Mods / Resident Evil Village, you will find this page here. And if you go to popular mods, it will be the first one on the list. However, I'm not clicking that because of the very lewd stuff that's on there involving the $3 and Lady D. So, once you click on Lazy FOV Fix, you will get to this page here. What you want to do is just click Files. Now, it's going to ask you to make an account for Nexus Mods. It's a free account. Put fake information if you want. Doesn't matter. But you just click Manual Download if you don't want the mod manager. And slow download. And there it is. Now, this mod's really cool. And because it has both a hard mod edition, which goes directly into the game's files, or a trainer edition, which just gives you a nice little trainer that injects itself into the game and gives you the ability to change your field of view. And when you first start this up for the first time, it will ask you where your Resident Evil 8 executable is, so just navigate to your Steam directory, Steam apps, common apps, Resident Evil Village, and it will be there, re8.exe. After booting that up, after getting that going, you don't need to start that yet. What you want to do is configure VorpX. Now, this is one of the more confusing parts because VorpX really does a terrible job with their GUI over here, in my opinion. This GUI is just absolutely terrible and not intuitive at all. But what you want to do is go over to local profiles. Type in Resident Evil Village. And there it is. Now, click on the profile and click Apply and Close. Now you're going to be like, is that it? Doesn't look like it's doing anything. Yeah. That's it. It's going to run in the background. It's down here in the taskbar. Like I said, it's very unintuitive, but it will work. Next thing you need to do is open up that Lazy FOV Fix. And waiting for the game process. So next thing, of course, is boot up Resident Evil Village. Oh. And, of course, put on your headset. I'll be using Quest 2 in 120 Hz mode, and I completely forgot to turn it on. That's great. That's shows professional. Really professional. Look at me go. All right, so let's just navigate over to Oculus link over here. Yeah. Oh, I forgot one major thing. Before you go into your headset, set one more thing up that's going to help you a lot. Simply right-click and video control panel. This is something that it won't tell you to do, but trust me, this is going to make it a lot better. Go to your program settings, find Resident Evil Village. Now, if you have an AMD, I'm sorry, I have an NVIDIA. Can't really show you how to do it on AMD, but the steps, I used to have an AMD card. Steps should be very, very similar. Now, going down here, yeah, I turned off G-Sync. Okay, that's why that's like that, because my monitor uses G-Sync, and I wasn't too sure what would happen with G-Sync in the Quest 2, so I decided to just set it to fixed refresh. But what you really have to put is the max frame rate to 45. The game will not allow you to select 45 as a frame rate. At least it doesn't let me select it at all. It doesn't even let me select 90 for some reason. The game only goes 30, 60, 120, and 144. That's it. So we're going to force it to run at 45 FPS. And I don't know why VorpX asks for 45 FPS, but it does. And for some reason, when you're in the headset, you're going to see it at 120 hertz. It's not going to run at actually 45 frames per second. That will make you sick. So don't worry too much about that. But next thing we're going to do is put on the headset, and once I got the headset on, I'll meet you in the game for a couple more settings we got to put before we can actually play the game. All right, I think we're good here. So here we go. It's already given me a ton of tips on the headset. Did you know VorpX image zoom, if you can just FOV, yada yada yada. First thing you got to do when you're in the game. First, I'm not sure which microphone it's capturing me on, so give me a second here. Okay. So the first thing you got to do when you're in the game is hit the delete key. When you're in the headset and you hit the delete key, you're going to get VR settings. Click on more full VR settings and set image zoom here to 1.0. The other thing you want to do is Alt-Tab out of the game and set base FOV to 127, and it's the same thing that you see here on the side. So those settings that are there, you just match them up here. And when it says set image zoom to 1.0, that's on the VorpX settings. By hitting delete while you're in game and in the headset, you can set your VR settings, configure VR settings, and you will see the image zoom adjustment there. The way they listed it here is very confusing, because FOV is set on this and the image zoom is set on this. But once you get both of those working, the game will run, and it runs pretty damn good. Now, the last thing you're going to need to do is probably lower your graphics settings. You're probably going to need to get these graphics settings down to the lowest they possibly go. And I'm going to show you what I got mine at very soon, but I'm going to have to make a cut and join you in the game. The other thing I wanted to show you here was my graphics options, because even though I have a pretty good GPU and computer, I have to set all of these, hold on, down to low. This again is capped at 45 due to my NVIDIA settings, and everything else is pretty much low. 0.5 gigabytes there, medium, mid, raise tracing off, low, off, and that's the way you get a consistent frame rate. Now we'll go into a game here. Escape the castle on Village of Shadows. Sure, why not? Hello there, Misty. Good to see you again. Alright, just looking to see if it's recording, and we'll put the headset on, and as you can see here, no hands. When I move my head, it moves the head on screen. Now, I'm seeing an actual 3D representation of what the game is. I think I'm crouching right now. Yes. So again, there's the cinema mode version and there's the immersive. Now, this is fully immersive. It's using 127 degrees around. Eep. Didn't see my mic there, sorry. And yeah, it's fully immersive. But the best we can get on a game that doesn't really have it, VR, is this. the cool thing is when you do zoom in, it does kind of freeze it a bit, so it's not as bad when you are clicking that left, or sorry, the right mouse button while you're aiming. So, of course, what's the first thing you do when you're playing Resident Evil V8 or Resident Evil 8 in VR? Well, we gotta get ourselves grabbed by Miss D. So let's go and do whoa. That was worth it. That was worth it. He trapped me in a corner. I'm like kind of screwed right now. Oh, that's beautiful. And yes, it's fully in 3D as well. So this is very, very immersive to me. I've never played Resident Evil 7 in VR, but I wish I did. This is absolutely incredible. And it's just a lot of fun. And a testament to the game's creation as well, that the game still looks great, even with the lowest possible settings. But that's okay, because we really want to have that nice, smoothness going on, so that we can really take advantage of the 120 hertz on the Quest 2 that was just released recently. And I don't want to show any spoilers here, so I'm going to end the video. But thanks so much if you found this tutorial helpful. If you didn't find the tutorial helpful, please tell me why below, so that if I do make some of these in the future, I can make sure I do it right next time, because this is the first tutorial I've done, and maybe making more in the future. Whoop, quick turn. I don't need that. I can quick turn myself. Sorry about that. Take care.